I went searching for a solution to my own health problems, which a lot of people do. And I was looking in my drug software of what drug I would put myself on. I'm like, I have this anxiety that I just don't want to live another day with. What drug would be a good idea for me? And I start searching and I'm thinking, I don't like any of these drugs. Like these are kind of terrible. Like I don't like the side effects. Like I can't think of one with a side effect profile that I'm willing to put in my body. Like
Mm.
I sat there in my office and I was like, that's a huge personal, like moral, like in my soul dilemma. I don't like any of these drugs. I wouldn't put them in my own body. Yet here I am, like recommending them, like vetting them and telling people that it's a good idea to take them and sometimes prescribing them. Generally not those drugs because I was in an urgent care setting, but plenty of others that I was prescribing readily. So anyway, found myself in a bit of a predicament. Didn't know it at the time. Looking back, that was a pretty pivotal point in my journey, like thinking about where my thoughts were at that moment. But again, went pursuing something for myself because I didn't like what I found. And I actually saw a friend and she was using something that was for gut health. It was a probiotic. And I started looking into that and I started taking some natural supplements. Never had done that before because if you don't know, we're taught that supplements are bad. Literally back in my advanced pharmacology class. So we take pharmacology as a nurse. You take advanced pharmacology where you learn how to prescribe as a nurse practitioner. We are legitimately taught, you guys, that supplements are bad. We are taught that they don't do anything, that they actually are irrelevant. Like, I'm not joking. I'll pretend I'm writing this. Like, here's my chart, and Tim's telling me, "Oh, you're on this, and this, and this." And if you start naming vitamins, I probably would have said, and kept moving my pen, and I wouldn't even have written them down because we were taught they were that terrible. But I'm
Yeah.
being honest. We were taught they were that unimportant. Like, doesn't even matter, which is hilarious if you look at the background here or know what I do now. But anyway, we were taught, I know, it's terrible. So we were taught that they were irrelevant. So here I was, starting to take these vitamins and these supplements to help myself feel better because I didn't want to put a drug in my body, not really believing that they would work, but knowing that I didn't want to go the medical route. That's what I did know. And all of a sudden I started to feel better. And symptoms that I thought were part of just who I was, like this anxiety was part of my makeup, had been this way my entire life, right? I was 35 at the time. Surely I'm going to die with this. I'm going to pass it on to my kids. It's got to be genetic, all the things. I mean, they're just like I am. And it went away. And I was like, that's a predicament when you like kind of, I have an identity. I have anxiety. I've given it to my child. It's genetic. It's the way that I was made. It's in our family tree and it disappeared. How does something that's genetic and in your family tree that is you pass on from generation to generation just go away? And I couldn't answer that medically. And so I started learning about the gut microbiome